YouTube, what it do? It's gonna be my first video on this channel, and it's basically just a copy paste of the stuff is cold, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I've been holding in stuff that I have no one to talk to about, so I just gotta be making some videos on it. And as you guys can see, the charts are up here. I have another channel for my trading, but this is just gonna be about really just red pill fitness stuff, you know, female nature type videos. And yeah, today's just gonna be about that motivation. If you got that drive in you, right? And what really drives you, like what really pushes you, what was that moment that really got that fire under you, right? So I'm gonna talk about my middle school times that at this point really flipped the switch in me. So we'll just start from the beginning. I used to play basketball a lot. Started real young, real young, and thank my dad for that, because it taught me to stick to something even when you see nothing, right? So we're playing ball, probably what, 6, 7 is when I first started. Didn't really take it seriously till like I'll say middle school or 5th grade. No, it was around like 4th grade. I got into some summer camp thing, but I was dookie butt, right? And I just practiced at it, kept practicing at it, and I got pretty decent. But it didn't get decent till like high school era or whatever, right? Middle school comes around. You know, those academy things were a joke, right? But middle school comes around, and these guys are good, bro. These guys are top. These guys are pretty top tier. When especially for what knowledge I had no idea about fascia, how to be fascially driven, the importance of structure in the body, all these things that, you know, my dad didn't know about, and I don't blame him for that, because it was something that it's either you look at that guy and you're like, oh yeah, he knows, he has that sauce. And now I know how to train to get to that point, but this is beyond the point, because that's knowledge I never had back then. So I wasn't as fast, I wasn't as good as these people, and all 3 years I just never made the cut, right? Even through all those times, I found a girl I liked a lot, right? So this is what, I think 7th grade. Damn, I'm recalling a lot of memories I forgot about, but I was in homeroom class, and I used to talk a lot with my friend, and teacher had enough of me. She was like, all right, that's it, you're one of the back of the class. And back of the class had this girl, we'll call her Jigglypuff, because I called her Jigglypuff back then. She was some Latina girl. Thought she was super bad. You know, young guy like me has no idea of the sauce and the game of any of these, how to deal with females or whatever, right? So I have no idea about looks really, right? And at this point, I'm kind of gaining a little stomach, right? I should show you guys some pictures back then, but as you guys see, I'm a skinny person, but back then it was skinny fat, which is very undesirable to everybody, right? So I go back there, and it's her and another girl. Guess we'll call her S, whatever. And she's not really important, but yeah, we just started chopping it up in homeroom, yada yada, and obviously I knew she didn't like me. Well, at this point I don't even know if I did, but I could just tell, like, I'm pretty sure I knew she didn't like me, right? So I had another boy named whatever. I guess you could just drop his name, bro. It doesn't matter. Who's gonna see these vids? We'll call him Portland. Not Portland. We used to call him that as a joke, but Heartland, whatever. Right? That's my dog. We had four people in our group. There's a Harlan, Javi, Mateo, Raul, and me. Right? So at this point, I'm in homeroom class now, and my friend starts talking to her, right? And she likes my friend, and I'm like, damn, right? I can't do anything about it. And Harlan even had he didn't even have to do this. He asked me if it was cool if he could date her. And I was like, bro, you don't gotta ask me, bro. She doesn't like me. It is what it is. No, yada yada. And he gave me her kick beforehand. Like, she gave me her kick, and I started texting her like a simp, bro. Like, oh my god. Started texting her like a simp. You know, the normal, like, things that thought I was supposed to do to get a girl to like you, even though you can't make a girl like you. It's just how you are. And if she messes with you, she messes with you. But yeah, simping out here, just seeing all kinds of simp stuff, texting her every day, yada yada. And this went on for a long time, until one day I think she texted me saying something like, oh, I heard that you liked me. And then I was like, my heart dropped a little bit, and I was like, yeah, do you? And I knew what was coming next, bro. I was like, but the hope, right? The hope was there. And she said, nah. But we still kept texting. And we became really close friends, bro. First off, that's one of the most disrespectful things you can accept as a guy. Like, a girl, you know, a girl likes you, you like a girl, and you just want to be friends. But obviously I didn't want to just be friends. But yeah, we'd FaceTime every day, yada yada. And they started dating, my boy and her, and we used to play Minecraft a lot, right? I love Minecraft, bro. I don't give a fudge. But yeah, there was another time where, like, she just kept trying to stop me from, because, like, I always try to sneak in little love stuff and, like, yo, you my girl or whatever. Yeah, like some dumb stuff, bro, like some actual cringe simp stuff, right? And yeah, she was just like not messing with it at all. Sometimes she was, bro, she would literally say I love you and all that stuff with me, and like constantly would do the same thing and just stringing me along basically for my attention. And bro, I still have the messages. I haven't looked at them in a while, but I kept them because it was motivation, right? Until something else came along, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, so, you know, we eventually got into this thing. Like, she's basically like, I'm thinking she was messing with me, and she probably kind of was a little bit, because we'll get to that point, right? But yeah, I used to go to band recitals. I went over her house a couple times. We're gonna get to there. And yeah, bro, I used to just hang out with her all the time, and I used to grab her ass, and sometimes she was like, oh, don't do it, he's right there. And yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Harlan knew about this stuff, like, bro, yeah, I liked her first, or I was messed up or whatever, bro. Yeah, I messed up, but I couldn't help it. I was in love with her, right? So she knew that. Then basically there was a point where I finally went over her house, and then she had a friend there, and this other girl, we'll call her I, name starts with an I or whatever. Yeah, later on, she left, and we were all vibing. She left, and this was the point where I knew I could have done something, but like, this was my only chance, right? But in the back of my head, I was like, damn, Harlan and my boy and all that, right? And I was like, damn. So, anyways, let me get to what happened. Went over, we were all chilling there. Friend left, and it's just us. And she puts on a movie, a scary movie. Gets a blanket and puts it right where we are. We're on the couch now. And she's like, oh, you better not try anything. With the knowledge I know now, my God, that was go mode. But I didn't know what to do. And we were watching the movie, and all of a sudden a scary thing happens. She just runs into my arms, and I'm holding her. I'm like, bro. And I did get, I'm not even gonna say this part, because whatever. But there was a point where I got whatever, I guess I'll say it, who cares. Like, we be on the phone, and you know what I'm saying, this little stuff like that, she ended up liking me a little bit, bro, a little bit, I promise you. But I was just being so persistent with it, like, you had no choice but to like me. But yeah, used to go to her games and everything, whatever. But then that happened, so yeah, scary movie happened. Blanket, same blanket, she's right there with the booty like that. I'm like, bro, what the fudge? And I didn't do anything. That was my chance to at least try. And I froze. I didn't even freeze, but I did think about my bro, but I did want it. I did want to do it, but I didn't. Later on, the next day, texted her and just continued the simp behavior. Like a soy boy. But yeah, this was like a couple years of just straight soy boy action. And one day, I was heading to the gym. I finally started getting to the gym, like for weights, because we used to go to the gym at 5 o'clock every day in the morning time. And she would just push me. That would just push me. I can't have her. That pushes me, right? That pushed me getting there 5 o'clock every day before school, getting my work in for ball, right? For like 2 years straight. And then it was like a year straight then. But then one day I was going to the gym, and I don't know what happened. But then she says something happened, and she's like, AJ, lose my number. And then the switch flipped inside my brain. I was like, and I finally got it. I was like, alright, bet. And then that point is what really set me off. And I really took my ball serious. I really started going crazy with that. I really started going crazy in the gym. Started getting better, right? Still didn't have the knowledge about the face, about the body like that, the fascia, looks and everything like that. But I was determined to lose my weight at least and get some abs, right? So I was doing that, started getting better and better. Man, bro, it's just that was the trauma that drove me, right? Like, you don't understand how bad it was. It was years of that, doing the same thing, crying over just, what are you crying over? It's not even yours. Like, it's not even yours. And bro, it was just like, there was one point where Harlan broke up with her. She FaceTimed me, and then I just sat there in silence like a soy boy, just an emotional tampon. And it was pathetic. Oh my God, that was pathetic. I wish I could see myself back then. But we use stuff like that to propel us to become cool, because I know for sure I could get that girl if I wanted to, but she's in a different state, and I don't want to anyways now, because I've moved on. Even though if it comes my way, I probably would, but nothing serious, because I know the game now. The fudge. Anyways, later on down the line, I'm looking better, I'm being better. High school comes around, We don't talk as much. We just see each other sometimes. And I'm still trying to make my basketball team, right? Didn't make it first year, didn't make it second year, didn't make it third year. What was it, third year? Yeah, third year I think I tried. No, yeah, I tried. Third year is when I went to the coach. I was like, bro, I really wanna be on this team. Went to the coach, he gave me a chance. And just the thing is that all these people grew up with each other. And they were all friends, bro, and I was just the outlier. Right? So the chemistry wasn't there. I was cool with a lot of them. But there was a couple that just didn't mess with me, and they were like so-called leaders of the place, of the gang or whatever. And you could tell, right? But it just didn't work, bro. I remember the last tryout. Finally made it to the last cut, and I wasn't scoring anything, right? Until the last like 3 plays, right? I'm going down the court. I get past the ball, boom. I was a shooter, like a sharp shooter, right? But I would never be able to hit any shots at the place, because it's all about the inner confidence when you're around people. Like it's so crazy to me. But then I hit 1 shot, boom. Then I hit 2 shots, boom. And hit 3 shots, boom. 3 in a row at the end of the game, and then that kept me in for the last cut. And then at the last cut, I just didn't perform. I was there, was doing the drills, doing everything, and then it got down. It was like literally out of a movie. It got down to the wire, and then it was the last person to get picked. It was me or this other guy, and then they picked this other guy. And years of my life just vanish for no reason. Well, I thought it was no reason. I thought it was for nothing. Even though it showed me to be resilient in the face of nothing going your way, right? But that's what you really gotta understand. Like things like this it wasn't meant for me, right? I could have been great at it though, if I had the proper system, right? If I had the proper stuff, but I didn't have it, and that means it just wasn't meant for me at this point. But then I found trading. I took over those attributes of failing and doing it till like I get it right, and then it'll take off for me. So yeah, that's gonna be just the first video. You know, that's what drove me to get to this, not this point, but the halfway point. And we're gonna just leave it there for my first vid. That's a little bit of my backstory for you guys. You know, I'm gonna have a lot of more stories to tell you guys, a lot of advice, because I know the game now with the amount of knowledge I've gotten from other people and my own experiences. I know why people do the things they do. I know why women do the things they do. I know all these things, and I'm still learning for sure. So, you know, hopefully you guys like the video, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, follow my IG, and your boy AJ is signing out.